Welcome to my Mark III Golf project car that we bought for £1,100. You're watching the fourth instalment of this build series where we take this car and make it into something cool. I've set a £300 budget in each episode to put myself in the shoes of the average Brit to make things even more interesting. By doing all the work myself, I'm going to prove to you guys that it's possible to buy a cheap car and build it into something respectable. In the last episode we installed the car's first batch of modifications, including a fresh set of coilovers, VR6 splitter, smoked indicators and side repeaters, a new set of rear lights, a few interior changes including stereo blank, gear knob, chrome handles, and gave the car a much needed interior clean. For this episode I need some help with some modern day technology, but first let's roll the clocks back. The year is 1998. It was the official year Google was launched, and I look like this. Most importantly though, my aqua blue Golf convertible was delivered to the dealership in Milton Keynes waiting for its new owner. If you needed a tutorial on how to work on your car, you'd be taking a trip to the local library or newsagent to pick up a Haynes manual or Golf magazine. In this episode I wanted to see how modern technology can make life easier when it comes to modifying my car, so I fired up ChatGPT, which is an artificial intelligence chatbot, and asked it what mods I should install on my car. Within literal seconds it came back with an enormous list of things we can do, so I had a quick scan, ordered some parts and started spannering. Guys, so the AI told me I need to do suspension upgrades. Now obviously in the last video you would have seen we already installed fresh new coilovers, but we'd been spannering all day installing tons of parts and it was too dark outside, so I wasn't able to have enough time to dial in the ride height. So what we're going to do today is adjust the front coilovers. I might do the rears as well, because as we lower the front the back's going to come up a little bit as well. Previously it had lowering springs fitted, so the only way to adjust the ride height is to disassemble the shock absorber and spring and install shorter springs and repeat that process until you're happy with how the car sits. Since we installed coilovers in the previous video, all we need to do now is remove the wheels and twist this ring anti-clockwise to lower the car. This makes the car so much easier to adjust to fine-tune the ride height to how you want it. Of course making sure whatever I do to one side I copy to the other side. It's worth noting if the front is lowered, the rear tends to go up a little bit and vice versa. So it's worth tweaking them all at the same time to make sure it's all level. I want to get it at a comfortable driving height where it doesn't scrape on turns and every single stone on the ground. But I want to be as close to the floor as possible to eliminate the arch to tyre gap. I wanted to show you the sort of ride height the car is currently sat at, and we are literally just tucking the tyre. Obviously when we're at full lock we've got some clearance there, so we're all good, and then on the back we're roughly the same. I think we do need to drop the back a bit. It's not ideal because the area isn't straight. I need to take the car fully out to properly test it, but the beauty of coilovers is we can just make little adjustments as we go along. I always say little progress is progress, so although it isn't a drastic change, we've still made a slight improvement, and that is literally the mentality I always go through when I'm building my cars. Is that one little job that needs doing, you keep on ticking those things off and eventually you'll get a great amount of progress done. But now the ride height has been set, let's do some work on the interior. So the next modification we're going to be doing is in the interior. AI told us we need to do some interior upgrades. Now that can be a broad term, it didn't mention anything specific, but what we did get are these. So these are our chrome heater dials. In the previous video we did put the chrome handles on, so it's going to tie in nicely. We also have the chrome handbrake from the 3.5 as well, if we feel like it's necessary. Obviously the standard one is black, so we're going to do a quick install on these, see how they look. If they don't look good we can just swap them back to the black ones, but I thought I would just see how it looks with the chrome handles. They are very 90s, and I think some 90s things can be pulled off in 2024. Let me know what you guys think. Comparing the chrome interior handles as well, I think it just ties in just enough. There's not too much chrome on the interior anyway, but actually those two are the only pieces. We'll leave the chrome ones in for now. We'll see what you guys think. Now the chrome dials have been installed, let's do something a little bit more drastic on the interior. We've bought a set of Colour Concept Recaro seats directly for a Mark III Golf, so these will bolt in straight away, no modification required. These are easily the cheapest set of Recaros I've ever seen. I paid a total of £50 for these two seats. Now, as you can see, they are in need of repairs. We do have a couple of missing trims on the sides, the ones that release the back section to fold forward, but these are easily replaceable. They'll advertise as £50, but I technically paid £60 to cover fuel for the chap who went to pick them up for me. So obviously this bolster has seen better days. I'm just going to try and get a second-hand one, replace this, and then that's fine. Bolsters all in really good condition. As you can see, we're going to have it all retrimmed to match, and I can't wait. I can't wait. So if you guys are excited for that, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe, and let's chuck in the front seats. The standard Mark III seats are a bit boring looking and not as supportive as the Recaros, so swapping out is a must. The job is so simple, anyone with the strength to lift the seats out will be able to tackle this job. First we need to remove the clip at the front. This will allow the seat to roll all the way back. Next is the trim down the side that needs removing, but you'll need to slide the seat forward to get it out. Now it's just a case of sliding the whole seat backwards and lifting it out of the car. Now is the perfect time to replace the seat slider clips. These bear the entire weight of the seat and is constantly sliding inside the metal runner. So over time these wear out and cause play in the seat. Replacement ones can be bought on eBay for a couple of quid or so and go on just like this. Now it's the time to install the Recaros in reverse order. So the new Recaros have now been installed, and if I need to in the future, or if I want to in the future, every leather Recaro set come with built-in heated seat elements. All we need to do is source the loom, which I already have, but it kind of pushes me over the budget for this video, so we're not going to install it today. But if I want to down the line, if I want to install heated seats, all we need to do is plug the loom in and it goes straight into the car. All we need to do is connect a couple of connectors and then we'll have working heated seats. But what do we think to the seats? What do you think? What do you think? They're a bit bad, aren't they?
Yeah, but you can
they're a bit bad, but if you guys know what I do for a living, you know that these are in good hands and they're not going to stay like this too long. If anybody's watching this and you have a spare bolster, let me know and I will buy it. These cost me £60, and give or take this bolster, it might cost me another 60-70 quid. They're ready to go. I could do with obviously a recliner for this side because the driver's side currently doesn't have one, but that's the stuff we can do in the future. So with that being said, I think we should crack on with something else. Next up we have some exterior mods to do because AI told us to. So we have picked ourselves up a little headlight varnish. So with Mark III Golf, sort of your older VWs, there's quite a lot you can do to your headlights. You can sort of tint the front, you can take the glass out, tint the inside for a Joey mod. You can install inserts, there's loads of different designs to choose from, or you can completely change the headlight yourself. Just down a little bit of a budget, we have ourselves these eyelids. And this segment is a waste of time and a waste of money and a waste of a new old stock product because I don't think I'm going to use these, but just for the scientific purposes. modification and AI told me to, don't blame me. Right, what does he look like? It's not awful. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. But I don't love it. I don't hate it.
They don't seem low enough, do they?
Well, it's only to be like frowning.
Are they eyebrows?
Yeah. Yeah, just to make it look like it's frowning. It don't look. It's not. Look, it's not awful. But it's not amazing. What do you guys think? Well, it doesn't matter what you think because we're already swapping out these headlights anyway. I just wanted to put these on just to kind of see what they look like. And I don't think they look too bad. German lads, if I do decide to sell them, you guys can have them as well. Do you know why the German lads will need these? It's a tooth paper, so when you install any mod on a car in Germany, now I want to say it as loosely as possible so people don't hold me for ransom. Any mod you put on the car, you have to have a certificate of like engineering proof. So I think this says it's been tested, it's safe for the German roads, but you have to carry them. So if you have coilovers, anything you're changing on the vehicle, you have to have tooth papers for it. So like us, the UK, US, I think US are quite lenient. There's lots of other countries you can modify your car to the living hell of it and go and take it out on a road test. But Germany is really strict. Anyway, let's change out these headlights, but let me know what you guys think. Should we kind of stick with these, or are they not the vibes? If you have a little bit more cash to spend, you can swap out the headlights. So what we have here is a set of TYC quads, dual rounds. They're referred to, they've got multiple different names. These are the replicas of the Hella quads that you'll see, but obviously the Hella ones, being a genuine brand, are obviously more expensive and they're more desirable. Now to spot fake ones, there's a few different telltale signs. It's got an L. There's a very faint Hella logo just there. Because it's been painted over, you can't really see it too much. So that is the first sign. Obviously you can just swap them out onto a fake set. The next telltale sign is in the actual light itself. So it actually says TYC just here. The Hella ones, again, there's a Hella badge. Now obviously that's another way to spot fake ones. And then the last telltale sign is the actual unit itself. So on the Hella ones, there's a badge around here that actually says Hella, whereas these ones have sort of cheap, non-genuine stickers and stamps and stuff. So that is a good way to tell if you have got a genuine set or a fake set. I'm going to chuck these on, see what they look like, compare them against the eyelids, which I don't think I'm going to run, and then we'll see which one looks better, and then we'll make our decision from there. So we're just doing what AI told us to do. Let's just crack on. Another easy task to do is replace the headlights. The grille is in the way, so we need to remove that by releasing a few clips. Next, unplug the electrical connector out the back of the light. Then remove these 4 8mm bolts holding the light on the frame and lift it out. Then it's doing it all in reverse order, but before I put the grille back on, I've got another mod to install. Right, so the next AI suggestion we have is still keeping in the front end. We have the original grille, and then we have a 2-slat grille. So obviously it's quite self-explanatory. We've got 3 slats on this one and 2 slats on that one. I think these are up to 8 valve 3 slats, and I think 16 valve and VR are 2 slat. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments down below, because I actually don't know sort of what they came on. Now you'll notice the bottom piece isn't the right colour, but luckily for me, you can actually pop off these tabs, swap them over to the other ones. So that is what we're going to do. Swap over this one, install the 2 slat, see how it looks, and go from there. As you can see, the lower part of the grille is a different colour to what the car has, but lucky for me, these parts are removable and swappable. All we need to do is lift up a few tabs holding it on and swap them over. Then put it back on the car and admire the results. Yeah, I like it. I like it. What do you think, guys? So we now have the 2 slat grille compared to the 3 slat. I do like the 2 slats better. The 3 slats can work, but again, it's personal preference. Obviously, we've swapped over the aqua blue lower piece so it matches. And another good thing, this badge was actually, it won't clip in, so the bottom bit was just hanging loose, whereas it's clipped into place now. We have got the TYC dual rounds on, and I think they look loads better. I've pretty much done what I did to my Golf Estate, but I prefer this colour loads better, and the fact that it's in a convertible as well, we can have the top down in the summer, it's gonna look phenomenal. Just trust the process. Yeah, not bad considering. It's definitely made the front so it's made a massive difference to the front end. Obviously we do need to sort out the sort of mismatched colours and then the missing insert here, but we do have some good ideas for that, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But let's move on to something else. Next on the AI report, we was told to upgrade the electrical system. Now it is technically an electrical system. We have the number plate lights which sort of took just here. I always like to swap out the lights for sort of LED slash your white lights. The front lights and your number plate lights on like your older vehicles, they tend to have like a yellow tinge which make them look a bit old and a bit dingy. So swapping them out for a nice white light definitely improves the look of the back, especially when you're driving at night and stuff like that. It lights up the back end. So we're going to show you what it looks like before, and then we're going to chuck these on. Hopefully they're the right plug, although now I'm thinking it, I doubt it. To get access to the number plate light, I had to remove the tailgate trim by removing these 4 rusty T25 bolts, and to make things even worse, they decided to put them in with Loctite for no damn reason. Sadly, one of them snapped off, but we can repair this at a later date. Literally the one that looked like it was going to come out was the one that snapped. But we might be alright if we drill that one out and put in some new bolts rather than use stupid Torx bolts, and then they've Loctited them in. Like it's to hold a plastic trim, right? You really don't need to. Anyway, we're going to swap these out and then I will tackle that another time. With the trim removed, it's a job to remove these 4 even rustier screws holding the light in. But with a bit of patience, they came out. So mission failed, guys. These, I don't know what they're for, but I don't think they're for this car because they're a lot deeper than the standards do, and the standards are, and the body doesn't quite fit inside the recess, so I've ground it down as much as I could, and I've sort of put the screw in place with the number plate plinth in. It's left. That's going to be poking out, it's going to look silly, so I think we're going to abort mission on this one. Consider it an L, it happens. We'll put the old ones back in, and then, oh, have I got LED 501s? Bear with me, caller. Haha, we have found some. So we have, the wrong ones. We have a set of 501 LED bulbs, which, this is where it fails, isn't it? Oh, fits perfect. So, if we build it all back up with the original stuff, see how that goes. This is why I always keep random parts in storage boxes, as you'll never know when you'll need them next. I bought these bulbs over 3 years ago, but I knew I'd need them at some point. Rather than cut the body and alter the wiring off the new ones, it was easier to just replace the bulbs. Now I can install everything in reverse order and see how they look. There we go. So it's really making me itch, but I've had to put an odd bolt in. I've got a screw there and then 2 bolts, and then that one snapped, so I'll have to re-drill that at some point. Currently though, it holds in place. We have got brand new screws for the number plate holders, number plate light holders. Obviously they're very distorted from when we took them out, so at some point I'll get some new ones, but at the minute it's on, it works. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. Obviously, we're still in daylight, so you can't really see much, but if you come under here, it's a nice white light now, opposed to like your dingy orange. If we turn the lights off, it might help a little bit. Yeah, at night time, that should be a little bit better. Beautiful. Well, that, despite being the smallest modification we're doing, ended up being the most awkward. So, obviously, where are those other ones? Oh, here they are. I've got the perfect place for these. Wasting my time. On to the next. AI didn't tell me to do this, but I'm going to break the rules. I hope they don't tell me off. Anyway, this car, when we first bought it, battery was quite on its way out. It's really weak to crank, and it died yesterday. When it cranks, it's just really slow, and I figured out why. Because the battery is on its way out. If you follow me to the front, the battery is too small for the car. If you look at the size of that battery to the battery tray size, it's a lot smaller. 40 amp hours, 340 cold cranking amps. This one is 62 amp hours, 540 cold cranking amps. So this one is actually for the Mark III Golf, because this one's what come off the estate. Don't know what that's for, maybe a 1.4 Polo or something. That might be why it's not as powerful to crank. So we had this laying around. I did charge it overnight, and it's holding charge now, so we are at 12.6. If we was at like 11 or somewhere around there, then it's obviously discharging voltage quite quick, so there's no point putting it on. But on this, we're going to chuck it on. Replacing a battery is straightforward, especially in an old car. There's a 13mm bolt holding a clamp on the battery that needs removing, and the 2 terminal clamps need loosening. Always remove the negative side first, as it eliminates the possibility of creating a dangerous spark. Always keep the clamps away from other metal objects, especially the battery terminal. Now it's a case of putting the new one in and tightening everything up and resetting the time on the speedometer. Normally it would be quite slow to crank, so it would sound a bit lazy. That's good. Right, next job. We got another job, guys, and it's back in the grill. So we have this grill insert. We also have this one, which is a cami, however you want to pronounce it, grill insert, which sort of goes here. Problem is, this will send me over budget, so we can't use that. What we can use is this one. This one is in RL Projects, which is an aftermarket company. They make sort of inserts. They do intakes, upper and lower. I think they do other stuff as well. This is plastic as well, so it's pretty robust, and it pretty much just sits just like that. If we sort of temporary fit it just to see what it looks like, because what I don't want to do is start drilling holes in this grill if we're going to take it straight off again. So if we just semi attach it sort of like that. Put in the comments down below, do you think we should chuck this on? Because what I can do in a later video is paint this trim black just to give us an idea what it looked like. If it looks good, then I'll send it off to paint to get it done in aqua blue. No, it looks better further away, because I've been sat here looking, and then when you go further back, it actually looks pretty decent. For research purposes, I'm going to try the cami one as well. These ones are a lot more expensive, so that would have sent us over budget. So I'm taking this seriously. I'm taking this challenge, this series seriously. Otherwise, I'd have probably put that one on. But it sort of gives it like a dragon snout look. You know, okay, you see it.
Will that go on as well as that then?
No, I've already tried.
Oh.
Because that goes across the whole. You could probably trim it down,
Yeah.
but you'd end up ruining it.
Jerry rig it on.
That looks silly right now, but again, it's just like this one, because I've seen some painted and they look pretty decent. I'll chuck some pictures in now. They actually look alright when they're sort of colour coded, but when they're sanded down in sort of matte form, they don't look great. But comment down below, one of them or one of them. What do you think? Which one would you say?
I'd say the bottom one.
So pretty successful day today. Adding up all of the parts, we are literally on £300. We're right on the limit of our budget. That is why we didn't want to put the cami insert on as well, because that would have sent us over. And I want to take this challenge seriously, and I want to prove to you guys, the people that sort of don't have tons of money left over, that you can build a decent car and put decent parts on it and make it look very decent after. And I can't wait to show you guys how far we get with this car, because knowing what we've done from episode 1, coilovers, rear lights, front end is completely different. The ride height's now lower. We're starting to make things make sense. Interior is slowly coming together. We've got the Recaros in. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please help out the channel and give it a like and subscribe, and make sure you stay tuned for more progress updates on this car. And if you haven't seen the previous videos, make sure you go back and check them out, because we do get a lot done. So we will see you next week.
So thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Sorry. Right, now the it's a little seized, but we'll get there.
family show.
Ha ha! Oh yes. Obviously you know. Obviously you may.
Bloopers.
Another easy task to do is to